Hi, my name is Tim, and this is a Sniper Elite 4 mock-up map. This project was made for fun and is to demonstrate my design process. The initial stages of this level design were in the form of playing Sniper Elite and learning what worked and what didn't. I made notes with a pen and paper on recurring themes. I played single player as well as multiplayer to get a feel for both types of gameplay. I'll be designing a level in Unreal Engine 4. This is my gameplay mood board for the level. In this second image I have outlined sections of the mood board which I'll now discuss. For the sake of time, I'll only discuss a few. Number 1. I want landmines to be usable in this level. I hope to have convoys regularly moving around the map so the player can plan ambushes. Number 3. This is a recurring theme that I saw. The player would be guided to a vantage point in which they could get a good lay of the land to plan their attack. Additionally, it is a good opportunity to visually show the player their goal, e.g. reach a tower. Now the theme of the map. For inspiration I went to real history. I wanted the level to be based in Italy, to keep in theme with Sniper Elite 4. Near the end of World War II, Mussolini was trying to escape Italy, north of Man, in a small village called Dongo. As Mussolini was attempting to leave the country, he was stopped at the village. Mussolini had a platoon of SS soldiers. To attract less attention, he disguised himself with a Nazi uniform. He was eventually discovered in Dongo in the back of a truck and killed shortly after. For the level, I thought it would be a good idea to have the player assassinate Mussolini at Dongo. Although this isn't historically accurate, it is close to reality. Because of time constraints, I've decided to keep my level as small as possible, having limited objectives, but enough to demonstrate my design process. The player's objective is to search 2 areas in the town where Mussolini could be hiding out. Mussolini would be hiding out in the back of a truck. The player will discover this after searching the 2 areas. This is my theme mood board. These pictures were from Google Images of Dongo. Once again, I'll go over some points. Number 1. There will be buildings such as cafes, restaurants, churches and shops. These second images are to represent the height and scale of the buildings compared to the average size of the person. This will help me when whiteboxing. Number 3. These 2 images are to represent that some of the architecture in Dongo have balconies. This is perfect to snipe from and additionally perfect to put enemies that could be lookouts. Generally, I will go back to this mood board to learn the rough architecture of the village. Then I created a top-down view map of the village. Now for the whiteboxing stage. I got a third-person controller project going. Repositioned the camera to be the same as Sniper Elite 4. Additionally, I added a sneak animation so that I could use a height for the player to sneak and design accordingly. Now the terrain. I knew the map was going to be in Dongo. Instead of manually using the terrain tool, I got the height map info from the actual location of Dongo and used this as a height map in Unreal. With the terrain tool, it created a mountain range. Next, I started planning out the village. Alongside this, I planned out objective points. I also planned out the positioning of all the vehicles, as Mussolini would ultimately be positioned in one of the trucks. The player will start here. These are the 2 objective points. Interiors will be created for the green coloured buildings. This is the local town hall, which the SS platoon are using as a barracks. The church is in the middle with a bell tower, allowing the player to get a nice vantage point. This building I plan to make a manor house. The barracks and manor house will be the 2 locations that the player will be tasked with searching for information about Mussolini. These represent trucks, and these smaller versions represent cars. Red cars and trucks are enemies, blue cars belong to locals. An enemy truck will regularly move around the road system, transporting troops. The bell tower of the church is set to a height in which it is viewable from the majority of the village. This means it can be used as a visual point of reference to help players not get lost. One concern I do have is replayability. Having Mussolini in the back of a truck on the first playthrough might be a surprise, but on return playthroughs, if they know where the truck's location is, the player won't need to complete the other 2 objectives. To solve this, I will place 3 trucks in the set locations. Mussolini will be randomly positioned in one of these 3 trucks on every playthrough. Stage 2 of whiteboxing consists of going back over the level and adding more detail into buildings. For example, interiors have been added to 5 buildings, identified by their colour being green. Ideally, I would like the majority of the village to have buildings which have interiors. Due to time constraints, 5 is enough to demonstrate my ideas. Additionally, inside the barracks, I added an area where there would be a weapon stash. This could be locked away, and after killing an officer, the player could retrieve a key to then open it.